I really have never been more proud of our profession than what I'm seeing really over the last couple of weeks, really the last week. I've talked to so many different providers who have taken great protocols and steps in their office to ensure their own safety, their staff safety, and the patient's safety, and modifying how they see patients, and with parking lot waiting rooms, screening patients the day before, and then again at the door. The cleaning protocols, of course, are through the roof for everybody, making sure that everybody is wearing adequate PPE, just according to CDC and OSHA guidelines, and just the sheer steps that everyone is taking. I just want to tell you thank you and commend you for some exceptional work in that regard, especially in such short order. I mean, it seems like it's been years, but really we're just talking weeks since everything kind of exploded and modified how we all think about things, right? And so I just want to say thank you and also give you kudos for some exceptional work in that area. You've done some amazing work. So I also want to touch on a couple of other things and make sure you know that there's resources out there. If you haven't seen it already, make sure you check out the COVID-19 article that we have at ilchiro.org. It is a wealth of information in a lot of different areas. We've recently updated the information in regards to the Paycheck Protection Program and those loans. If you did not know, it does appear that the SBA is going to be ready to go as soon as this Friday, April 3rd, and so, which is amazing. It's incredibly fast for the government to move in a week's time frame since it passed with the CARES Act. And then also, just so you know, there's so many other things at play as well with the EIDL loans, and those are out there, and the capability. Of course, you can't take advantage of both. You can't have both whole, but it does appear that if you did get an EIDL loan or have already applied for one, then in essence the PPP loan or the Paycheck Protection Program loans would be reduced by that EIDL loan. That is appear what it is, but you can find out more information on the SBA site, and you get that link actually through the COVID-19 article that we have on our website, so check that out. We've got some guidelines for those who have had secondary exposure and primary exposure to patients with COVID-19. There's some important notifications in there, and by the way, if you're not completely aware, of course, we always encourage our doctors in those situations to contact their local health department, especially with a primary exposure where you have a patient that tested positive for COVID-19. So that information is out there as well, and we would encourage you to take a close look. Lots of information, lots of things happening, tons of changes on a daily basis because things are changing on a daily basis. And so again, I want to commend you for the work that you're doing, for helping the patients, for flattening the curve. The biggest thing I want to say is this: thank you for those who have already gone out and volunteered. It's not mandatory, of course, but it's exactly what it says it is. Volunteer to help the state potentially fill a healthcare provider shortage, and so what we can do is do our part in those instances and those times when the need arises. And so with the Illinois Help site, they actually have a selection for chiropractic physicians to be able to choose themselves, and I believe there's also one out there for your staff as well if they wanted to participate and be a part of helping the Illinois as we begin to see these numbers climb over the coming weeks. So I'd encourage you to take a look at that as well. All of that again is in our COVID-19 article at ilchiro.org. Great job, and we will catch you next week.